Every morning before the sun painted the sky, Mr. Hafiz, a humble city bus driver, would tie his shoelaces tight and start his route through the early morning mist of the city. His first passenger, always without fail, was his daughter Aliyah. Unlike her classmates who arrived in shiny cars, waved off by mothers or fathers in business suits, Aliyah boarded the public bus, squeezing past commuters with her backpack tightly clutched. Mr. Hafiz would stop his bus right in front of her school, quietly watching her walk away, smiling through the windows, though his heart felt heavy. Every time he saw her classmates arriving in private cars, he felt a deep pang of guilt. He couldn't afford a car. His only vehicle was the city bus, meant not for his family, but for everyone else. And when Aliyah struggled to get off the bus, jostled by the crowd, the guilt became unbearable. One evening, over a cup of bitter kopi at the depot, a colleague spoke about working double shifts to save for a second-hand car. That night, Hafiz made a quiet vow to himself. I'll do it too. I'll work harder. For Aliyah. From that day on, Hafiz left home before dawn and returned when the stars were already high. He missed dinners, bedtime stories, school events, sports day, parent-teacher meetings, her graduation ceremony. Even during Aliyah's school performance, he sat in the dark hall but dozed off from exhaustion after his night shift. Aliyah didn't understand. The father who once tied her shoelaces, who danced around the living room and called her my princess, was now barely present. Resentment grew. She stopped talking to him the way she used to. His silence became a wall, and her distance became a wound. One critical morning, on the day of Aliyah's final exam, their bus broke down. Steam puffed from the engine, time ticking mercilessly away. Passengers groaned. Aliyah, panicked, tugged at her father, begging him to fix it. Under pressure and exhaustion, Hafiz snapped. "Can't you see I'm trying?" he yelled, not at her, but at life. But all Aliyah heard was the anger, not the years of silent sacrifice behind it. From that day forward, something broke. Aliyah stopped speaking to him completely. Years passed. Aliyah graduated and performed at a showcase in another city. She called her mother with excitement.
"I passed, Ma."
Her mother smiled on the phone.
"Your father must be so proud."
What she didn't know was that Hafiz had secretly taken leave. He boarded buses, trains, even walked unfamiliar streets just to find the venue. But he got lost. By the time he arrived, the performance was over. He stood at the back of the empty hall, clutching a small bouquet, tears silently falling. It wasn't until later that night, when Aliyah scrolled through her mother's messages and saw the old photo. Her father, holding the bouquet with the caption, "He tried his best to see you." A wave of guilt hit her like never before. Years later, on his last day as a bus driver before retirement, Hafiz sat behind the wheel, staring into the rearview mirror, expecting to see just another ordinary route. But at the next stop, there she was, Aliyah. No longer a child, but a grown woman, standing with a gentle smile. She waved, just like she used to. Then, as she stepped aboard, she raised her hand and did the same little princess salute they used to share when she was a little girl. Tears welled up in Hafiz's eyes. No words, just that look of reunion, of healing, of love finally understood. That evening, they sat together at a modest dinner table. No fancy celebration, just laughter, warm food, and a long overdue heartfelt embrace. Aliyah finally whispered, "Thank you, Aya, for everything." And Hafiz, he didn't need the car. He didn't need applause. He had what he longed for all these years, his daughter's understanding and love.